Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Group in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for February 24th, 2022. A lot of good titles this week. A couple of good new releases, audiophile analog releases, a mobile Fidelity restock, and also a restock of titles, desirable titles I haven't had in 3 years. Depeche Mode, Neil Young. I'll show you guys the restocks at the end. But first, let me tell you about the pre-orders. They're doing essentially the whole De La Soul catalog. The next title up for pre-order is De La Soul is Dead, April 7th. I've already got their big album on the website right now for pre-order. That's coming out any week now. But yeah, that's 3 different variations too. They're doing that in pink, yellow, maybe it's magenta, yellow, and black. But yeah. This was pretty big announcement this morning. Daft Punk, who broke up, but technically I guess they're not doing a reunion, but for what it's worth, there's new music coming out. They're doing a reissue of Random Access Memories with 35 minutes of unheard music on it, which is definitely an EP, not quite an LP's worth of new music. But that's coming out May 12th. That's going to be a big one. I think it's a 3-disc set, if I'm not mistaken, 3 discs. 35 minutes of unheard music. And then Verve is doing what I believe is a Nina Simone comp, which is actually going to be quite good. A lot of the people buying Nina Simone records now are a younger crowd, just getting into vinyl. You know, that Netflix documentary, I think it was Netflix, did a lot to really propel her career. And I think this is a good comp for that specific target. Nina Simone, great woman of song. Can't read my chicken scratch. I apologize. That's May 12th. Okay. The big one of the week, the big arrival of the week is Art Pepper Meets the Rhythm Section. This was supposed to come out, a year ago. What you're looking at here is the mono that came out for Record Store Day. Mike, why are you holding up the mono? The stereo came out today. Show me the stereo. Okay. Let me show you the stereo. What's going on there? You know, that's a good question. Okay, right? Mono, stereo. The mono actually has the original back, which was the red and the blue, right? This has the later back, which was used maybe on a reissue in the 70s. I think even in the 70s you found it with the all-black cover. But what the F is with this cover? This is an abomination of artwork. I'm just so disappointed that they took this iconic album, probably the best album on contemporary. I prefer Sonny Rollins' Way Out West, but I think this is considered one of the greatest jazz albums of all time. Definitely Art Pepper's best album and the best album on contemporary. You take your flagship record and you put this absolutely atrocious, shitty artwork on the cover. I don't know who the hell did this at Contemporary or Kraft, but they need to be looking for a new job. If you're an artist and this is the quality work you put out, there's a problem. You need to find a new line of work. This is atrocious. Look, this is the mono. They're not that far apart. It's by the same company. How the hell did this happen? Oh man, I'm so disappointed in that. I'm still glad to have it as opposed to nothing because it's still all analog. It's cut by Bernie Grundman, right? All analog, cut by Bernie Grundman. It was pressed at a QRP. So we know the record is going to be good, and I know that's what counts. But in an era of high-quality tone poets, the Verve reissues, right? You know, the Impulse stuff, that stuff that's been coming out, Impulse, Decca, you know, the Verve label. In an era of ultra-high-quality reissues, what the F is that? Just, what is that? I literally could have took a picture of the copy I have at the home with my cell phone, and they could have just cropped it out, and it would have looked better than this. I'm just absolutely flabbergasted that that even made its way to the market. I'm just so perplexed. This isn't even a scan of an original. This is like a scan of an, like, you know, like maybe the OJC. You know, the 70s was a scan of the original back in the day, and then maybe they used the 70s to you know, they took the OJC and maybe they scanned the 70s. This is like the copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. Okay, I'm done with that. I'm still excited. It's all analog. It's cut by Bernie Grudman. No doubt it's going to sound fantastic. We know Bernie's not letting it out of the studio sounding like crap, especially with his love for, you know, contemporary. It's the label that gave him his start. He's got a close association with it. We know it's going to sound fantastic, but yeah, there's my gripe. Okay, I showed this a couple of weeks ago. It's an unbelievable record. I was able to get more. Had not been for the DSD controversy, they would never be able to make enough of these records. Bill Withers' greatest hits, an absolute banger, one of the best sounding mobile fidelities of all time. Don't care the sourcing, it's unbelievable. I recommended a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of guys grabbed it for the first time, and the comments on the previous video were like, holy cow, I can't believe it. This is amazing. Bill Withers on this, you've never heard it like this. I highly recommend this record. It's one of the best sounding records you're going to put your hands on. It's because there's a lot of great sounding records. I should rephrase that. There's a lot of great sounding records, but there's not a lot of records that you know the tunes so well, you know, because they're big hits, right? Bill Withers' greatest hits, Just the Two of Us, Ain't No Sunshine, Lean on Me, right? Bill Withers, tons of iconic songs, movies, radio. You've heard them 1,000 times. There's not a lot of records where you've heard the music that amount of times, and then you put the record on, you're like, what is this? I've never heard this before. Well, you have. You've just not heard it to this quality. An absolute must-have. You got to own that specific pressing in your collection. If you're an R&B guy and you're serious about sound quality, put it in your collection. Foreigner, Double Vision, restock from Mobile Fidelity. We've got Bob Dylan, another side of Bob Dylan. This is really bizarre. They only did 3,000 of these. I get the feeling like they maybe, when this was originally released, they probably didn't press the full batch, because it looks like they're on, this is 1676. So I'm guessing the second half of that batch actually just was manufactured. That was kind of the way things were done back in the day. If they had a batch of, say, 4,000 or something, say it was one of those limited editions, numbered, meaning like this is limited edition of 3,000, not the normal limited edition of how many they can make within an X amount of time. But they used to make them in batches, and I feel like this got its second batch recently. But another side of Bob Dylan. This is the mono copy. The Bob Dylan MoFi stuff sounds absolutely fantastic. Got a restock of the Sisters of Mercy, Floodland. Got their other album in too a couple weeks ago. I think I still have it. Duke Ellington at Newport. And H2O. Hall & Oates. The Hall & Oates stuff they did is actually quite good, and if you look on the secondary market, God, it's tough to quote this, but I want to say back a couple of years ago, a year ago, this was like a $200 record. This was going for some money. Greatest hits album for all intensive purposes, really, but the Hall & Oates stuff that Mobile Fidelity did was pretty good. Okay, let me show you this week's new arrivals. And I think I want to start here because this is, I listened to this early, it's a great record. I can't wait to hear it at the house. I heard it in the store, but as you can see, there's my left speaker. My right speaker is about 50 foot over here. Very hard to get a really good idea of sound staging at the store. But this record, from what I heard, sounded pretty good. But it's an old school stereo, meaning John Lee Hooker's voice is hard pan to the left, and the music fills out the rest of the soundstage. So it was a little off-putting in the store, but I really get the vibe that this is going to be absolutely rocking at the house. John Lee Hooker, Burnin', Fantastic record, one of his most iconic because it has one of his most iconic songs on it. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, scratch that. Boom, boom. This is all analog, cut by Kevin Gray. Comes in 2 versions, but heavy, thick tip-on jacket by Kraft. Yeah, I'm gonna assume the same guy didn't do this. Anyways, I digress. This is the indie exclusive on red vinyl, but mastered by Kevin Gray, right? I could have swore that I saw this said mastered by Kevin Gray. Hold on a second. We got 2 different hype stickers here. Yeah, okay, so yeah, whoever did the hype sticker for this, it's a mystery box from Kraft. So when I got the blurb on this, it said all analog, but they didn't, I believe, announce that it was done by Kevin Gray. This is the indie store exclusive. The standard version, you know, they're no doubt pressed by the same, they're using the same metalwork. They didn't create metal for the red vinyl versus the black vinyl. But the hype sticker on the standard black vinyl actually says newly remastered from the original analog tapes by Kevin Gray. I should say I assume this is analog. If you send Kevin Gray the master tapes, my guess is he's going to cut it from the tape. It doesn't seem really smart to send Kevin master tapes and then he digitizes it and then cuts it. That doesn't seem likely. More than likely, this is an analog cut done by Kevin Gray with a great jacket, pressed on 180 gram vinyl with a big, thick, you know, tip-on jacket. Really well done. 2 versions, red, black. Great record. Good luck finding a clean copy of Burnin'. Like VJ's blues records, like you're going to be waiting a long, long time if you think you're going to find a clean copy of this in a while. I had it on my want list for absolute, maybe a decade. I finally found a clean copy, and this was 8, 9, 10 years ago. I think I paid $100 at the time, which was a steal. I could only imagine what that would go for in the shape I got it back then. I would imagine it'd be quite expensive. Unbelievable record. Highly recommend this. Booker T and the MGs, Green Onions. Don't know the mastering information on this, although really high quality, heavy jacket as well. 60th anniversary edition. This is on green vinyl. Original album remastered. That's all it says. Booklet with some liner notes. Great record. Highly recommend it. Booker T and the MGs. Okay, new album by the Gorillaz. Everybody here at the store was thrilled to death. Me, not so much, but we have it here. This is called Cracker Island. Wonder what they're getting at there. We've got the indie exclusive on neon purple vinyl. And we've got the black vinyl. Brand new album by the Gorillaz. The Dorati column, Red Shoes. Yeah, reissue on Goodfellas. We've also got new release by Friday Music. Who's did this? No, yeah, Friday Music. I was going to say, title like this seems like a Friday Music release. B.B. King in London. This is a really good B.B. King record. One of my favorite of his. Wilson Pickett, The Best of Volume 2. This is also done by Friday Music. This looks like an indie color exclusive or a special color variation because it's got a barcode over the other barcode. Have I mentioned the Art Pepper cover art? Have I done that? I'm good. I don't want to look at it no more. Weezer. SZNZ. Spring. Weezer Elfcore era. This is on glow-in-the-dark vinyl. Play at 45 RPM. That was nice of them to actually put that on the hype sticker, although it's quite small, and I think quite a few people are going to be fooled by this record, unless it says it on the label. Frank Zappa, 1988, The Last U.S. Show, final performance by Zappa, Nassau Coliseum, New York. This is, what is this, 1, 2, 3, it's 4-disc box set. Nicely done, pretty reasonably priced. Box sets under $100 nowadays, I would consider reasonably priced. We've got a a restock of the Verve series, Mingus. Charles Mingus's Minguy. Great record, all analog, Tip-on jacket, fantastic. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Done right. Oh man, how do you pronounce this? Vushi Mahashasalahela. No, but we're going to go with it. This is the Lost Swedish Session recorded in Varberg, 2002. You know, I want to listen to this. This is on Strut. I mean, look at that photo of the session, man. This looks like it could be a good record. Plus, it's called Jive Connection. I'm going to give that a listen to. David Bowie's Divine Symmetry. I feel like this is a breakout of the box that came out here recently. Maybe not. This is Bowie promo mixes, 2020 mix. I got to look into this. I got to check that out. David Bowie, Divine Symmetry. I lost kind of interest in the box sets. Really, for me, I wasn't that much of a fan because it was mostly stuff that I had probably done in inferior digital versions. But they like threw like one nugget per a box set that made you kind of want to have to buy the box set, which I never did. But then your Bowie collection is incomplete. They gave you like that one thing you had to buy in the box set. Okay, told you guys last week about a massive quantity of Deep Purple concerts that were being put out by Ear. This is Copenhagen, 1972. This is a triple disc, 3 LP edition, 3,000 copies, hand numbered on red vinyl. This is 339 of 3,000. I wonder how the last week's batch was. We've got Deep Purple's Turning to Crime from 2001. This is on Ear as well. Ear Music, yeah. Some more Deep Purple, the official Deep Purple Overseas Live Series. This is 3,000 on white vinyl. This is a triple disc as well. And this is numbered as well. This is 2951. This is live in Long Beach. Wait a minute. This is the Overseas series. Overseas. Stockholm, Long Beach. Overseas from where? All right, we've got Stockholm. 1970 on orange vinyl, 3,000 copies worldwide. This is 2942. I'm assuming these are one and done. We're not going to see. If they'd redo it, it ain't going to be for a while. Well, this is another one that looks really good. Who is this? This is another Strut release, Orlando Julius. Let's see. Jaid Afro. Man, this... Okay, this is going on the list. Give this a listen to. This is dated 2014. I like a lot of stuff on Strut. Godsmack, Lighting Up the Sky, Black Vinyl Edition. I think I saw Godsmack like the week they released that big album in the 90s. That was a good show. That was at like a festival in Ybor City, Florida. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, No More Shall We Part. I like the cover, kind of that linen feel to it. 2 LP set. Black Panthers, Wakanda Forever, music inspired by. Let's see, 20 songs, Lift Me Up by Rihanna. I think that's the new song she brought her out of retirement before the Super Bowl. Motorhead, Bad Magic, Seriously Bad Magic. 2 LP set. Okay, I'll stop. Eric Church, The Outsiders, 3rd pressing. Oh, look at that. Limited edition blue vinyl. I think I commented on this in the past, how they were chronologically keeping track of the pressing with hype stickers. Kesha, this is Cannibal. Kesha's Animal, the expanded edition. We've got the Florida Georgia Line Greatest Hits. Includes 15 hits and 3 previously unreleased songs. All right. We've got Nick Cave, Good Son. This, I think, is new for us, but I don't think this is new. Elton John's Love Songs. Huge CD back in the day, man. This probably sold a gazillion copies. It's like in every single CD collection. And Rock of the Westies. I think it just happened to be a couple of Elton John titles that I noticed we didn't actually have in the system. This is a vinyl, clear vinyl version of Cream's Disraeli Gears. Need to fix the price tag on that. Okay, Elton John, Breaking Heart, same thing. I think it was just something we didn't have in the system. Tangerine Dream, Zeit. I feel like this was a record store day a while back, but they're doing it as a limited edition, one of 1,000 copies worldwide. The Culture Factory 1 pressing deal. They always sell out for the most part. I can't think of any that I've ever been able to really get twice. But yeah, 1,000 worldwide, not a lot. Getting to the restocks any minute. What is this? Original motion picture soundtrack to The Retaliators. Wow, this is really cool. They normal gatefold, but they actually put it in this plastic slip over with the blood splatter. Five Finger Death Punch and more. The Who, that's the Throat Singers. This is the Subhuman Blood and Black Ink Splatter vinyl variant. Best horror films of 2022. Papa Roach, The Who, Five Finger Death Punch. Yep. It's well done. Some more Kesha. This is Warrior. I don't know Kesha per se, but she apparently has a lot of records. What do we got? Bria sings country covers. There you go. This is on Sub Pop, the Loser Edition, which is the first pressing that Sub Pop does of a record. Is called the Loser Edition. One of my earliest CDs, Dire Straits, Money for Nothing, essentially a greatest hits package. This was a Start Your Ear Off Right title, I believe. Looks like we got a restock of it. This is on olive green vinyl, remastered by Bob Ludwig, vinyl cut by Bernie Grunman. Okay, the restocks. I've had to import this for quite some time. The import is triple the price as the US pressing, but we actually have the US pressing of Depeche Mode's Violator back in stock, and it's $19.99. Somebody forgot to raise the price on this because the fact that this is still a $20 record is crazy in this era of nothing under 30. I thought this was going to be another couple of year wait. I got a restock of Fleetwood Mac's Rumors. This is the all analog, cut by Kevin Gray, Pressed at Palace variation. This is the one you want. I talk about it in my shootout video. This is the winner of the shootout, and it's on my top 100 imprint analog records you should own list. Unbelievable. If you think to yourself, I've heard Fleetwood Mac Rumors enough times, I don't ever need to hear it again. Listen to this. You're still going to be impressed. It's going to blow you away how good of a job this was done on that. A Depeche Mode record that I don't think I've had since 2019, maybe. I think 2019. Music for the Masses. Been a very, very long time since I've had this. So yeah. Neil Young's Harvest. All analog. Cut from the original master tape. I think Chris Bellman did this. This is also on my top 100 imprint analog records you should own list. Fantastic record. I feel like this is a little, oh, we got a couple new items that kind of slid in here. Naughty by Nature. Ooh, this has Hip Hip Hooray on it. 2 LP set. Yeah. Seen them at a hip hop concert at the State Fair. It's a good show. Naughty by Nature, Digital Underground, the original Digital Underground, Coolio. Actually, man, Coolio and the guy from Digital, what's his name from Digital Underground? Both passed away, but yeah, it's on both. Unbelievable, killer funk jazz record. One of the greatest drummers, funk drummers of all time, Bernard Purdie. Pretty good. And that's this record. This record is more than pretty good, though. This record is killer. This is done by, who's this label? BG, Beat Goes Public. Don't know what that's going to sound like, but yeah, one hell of a record. Bethlehem reissue of John Coltrane in the Winner's Circle. Doing a lot of they're doing a lot of Bethlehem reissues with rare 1981 alternate cover. Okay. Haircut 100. Pelican West. This is pretty cool. I remember seeing the hype on this. This is a box set of the 82 album. It's half-speed mastered, but there's 15 B-sides, remixes, and rarities included. And there's also the second album, recorded in 1982, released for the first time. Not sure about that. 11 tracks, second album, recorded in 1982, released for the first time. But it's also autographed, and it includes a signed print that's autographed in it, in a deluxe quadruple gatefold. Yeah, that's a quadruple gatefold sleeve. So it's kind of a box set, but it's in a quad gatefold sleeve. That's pretty cool. I love when they autograph stuff. I think I saw online where they maybe did 1,000 of these, 2,000. It's pretty limited. And one of the best-selling records in the store. It's just one of those records that just sells consistently over and over and over again. Neutral Milk Honey. This is a box set. The album that sells is actually, I didn't specify, is In the Airplane Over the Sea. But this is In the Airplane Over the Sea, on Avery Island, live at Jittery Joe's, picture disc. There's a Ferris Wheel on Fire 10-inch EP. Everything is on 10-inch. Little Bird 7-inch. Let's see, some more 7-inches, 7-inch, a 2020, and a couple of posters. It's a pretty heavy box set. But yeah, the Neutral Milk Honey box set. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Reasonably priced, too. All right, guys, check us out on the website. That's theingroove.com, theingroove.com. All right, until next time.